What is up? You are looking at my Skorpion G that I've been sitting on for the last 2 months since I won it from the football tournament thingy, and I finally decided to take it out to do a review on it. Now I've got the skins that I downloaded from the mod site or something like that, and I've got crew from the Stoke 4 Season 1 first mission tank, and they are not good crew at all because I think I played a total of 9 games in that tank, and I don't even have the correct skills for this tank, which I need to retrain at some point. I am running food, rammer, gun lane drive, and the binocular telescopes on this tank. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't have enough crew skills to make it like a competitive kind of tank. So I decided to run the binocular telescope instead of the optics, but I might switch it out to optics a bit later on. But as of recording this audio, I have swapped out my gun lane drive and rammer to the enhanced equipment because I decided that I'm going to play this tank a whole bunch because I think the playstyle is rather unique in its way, because it is not a typical tank destroyer. It has a little bit of speed going forward, and it has a great alpha gun. So I'll be honest with you, I have been struggling with it my first couple of games, and this isn't my first game, but it is one of my first few games. I decided to adopt a different kind of style towards playing it instead of sitting at the back to snipe. And as you know, in this map, Himmelsdorf, you don't really get many opportunities to snipe from the back except from the west side. So I decided to take the early position here. Now you're going to see me slow down at this rock to stop, and I'm going to let my bloom circle to shrink a little bit before I creep forward and take that snapshot on that is that an SP1C or HWK? Anyway, I did the damage. Well worth the trade, I guess, because he did half the damage and I gave him the full hit. Now I realized that there's a lot of heavy tanks up here, and there's just me and the T25. There's a WZ131 coming up, and he's also making a U-turn, so there's not enough armor up here to face those guys, and I have like a 10.5 second reload, so it's best that I try to support the western side and push from the west side. Even this tortoise is turning around now. This tortoise is going to play a pivotal role towards the end game, and I'm going to show you why. I did try to ping onto the tortoise to ask him to hold that line for as long as he can, and what my plan here is to what I'm planning to do right here is to rush the 1-2 line and try to eliminate everything there and push in that direction. Now if you're familiar with Himmelsdorf map, you can't be sitting around not doing anything. In order to win, you need to push forward, and you need to initiate some kind of momentum going forward or pushing a flank, because you can't just sit around and wait to lose. If you want to win, you need to push forward. Now you notice on the 8 line we have 2 heavies push forward that direction, so some of their forces are going to be occupied with those guys that pushed up the 8 line. So I have the opportunity here to push forward if I have the kind of support, and as you can see, the support is coming. The T50 is decided to push forward, so what I'm push forward on my left. So what I'm going to do is try to provide some kind of support fire without taking any damage, because this NG does not have any armor to speak of. It does, however, have 490 damage, and with the average penetration of 246 on the standard AP shells and 311 penetration on APCR shells, I carry a balance of I think a dozen apiece and 5 HE shells. Now the reload time is about 10.2 seconds in my current configuration with all the enhanced equipment and chocolate which I run. Now you do make a lot of credits in this tank, above 50,000 every game if you do a decent amount of damage. I mean, an acceptable amount of damage is what I'm saying. And so that 10,000 extra credits that you need to pay for the chocolate if you buy it on sale is totally worth it, because it brings down the aim time a little bit quicker and it helps with the performance of the tank. Now, as you can see, the push on the 1-2 has been successful, but this game is still close because the enemy has rushed in to our cap, and they are going to overwhelm this tortoise if I do not get in and help them. So what I did is took the long way around and tried to get the flank, and it has worked because I've caught this 2-5-7 completely off guard. I have his sights. In this game I don't even need to fire any APCR because I can reliably pen the frontal lower plate and the flat sides of the 257, so it wasn't really an issue at all. So kudos to this tortoise for holding the line and keeping the base relatively safe. The HWK has ignored his SP1C, or HWK. Anyway, he's completely ignored me because he thought he could finish off the tortoise, which was a one-shot. But you must realize the tortoise has tremendous frontal armor, and if he wiggles about, it's quite difficult to shoot his cupola. So I noticed that he low has shot, so I'm going to sneak in for a lower plate kill and finish him off. While my team is trying to cap them out, let's try to finish them off and try to get the last kill on the IS-6. I decided to take the hit for the tortoise and get a shot on his lower plate as well. And you notice that I'm not playing this tank like a typical tank destroyer or sniping from a distance, although I did do that in the middle part of the game when I was sniping from the 1-2 line. That was because I was trying to save my position to make a turn back to the base if I had to, and this is the first class badge that I got from this game, whatever, 3,000 something damage. So that's 3,500 damage, fired 10 shots and hit all 10, penetrated all 10, giving me a whopping 3,430 damage. And I had my 50% boosters on, so I made 100,000 credits plus another 50,000 on top of that, a total of 154. Didn't shoot any APCR, so a whopping 140,000 profit. And also I had boosters on for my XP, so 5,400 XP. That's great. And this is the second game, and we are in Westville South, and I'm spawned with the heavies here. Quite strange. I didn't know you spawn in a TG up here, but anyway, I'm gonna take up a risky position, but I think will pay off, even though I am bottom tier, because I'm just a gambler that way, you know. I decided to be a little bit more aggressive in the Skorpion, and I'll be honest with you, I was struggling with it initially, and now I'm kind of like getting a bit of the hang of it right now. You got to play it a little bit more aggressive. You can't be sniping all the time. You can't be red line sniping from the back all the time, although it does work sometimes, but for the most part you play a lot like a medium tank that tries to avoid any kind of damage. Now I noticed that these guys are going to come up. This is a great position if you have the kind of gun elevation. I think I have 17 degrees on this thing, so I can, but unfortunately RT has focused on me and I'm taking a little bit of damage here from artillery. I decided not to repair it because I feel that I'm still safe, so I'm not going to burn my repair kit or my medical kit, and I'm going to go ahead and slowly make my way up and start this process all over again. Try to shoot this guy. Now I have the shot on the, is this the Edelweiss or is this the that's the other one, isn't it? Can't remember the name, not the Edelweiss though. It's the heavy tank version of the cartoon tank. But anyway, right, so I'm just gonna see if I can find opportunities to shoot right here. I am mindful of that 704 and that IS-7, so I'm not gonna poke over until I'm certain of the where they are looking and where they are facing. Now this tank does not have good traverse and terrain resistance. The effective traverse is 30 degrees on hard, 24 degrees on medium, and 12 degrees on soft. The rain resistance is also not very good, so I've decided that on my second crew skill I'm going to train the driver, the traverse skill that is necessary to help the tank traverse better on the spot. So I think that will be helpful, and I'm looking forward to training up my crew to that skill. So right now, the reason why I am kind of successful here is because of that T95 supporting me. Now if I didn't have a heavy or a super TD like that T95 supporting my flank, I could have been inundated by that IS-7 who could have just drove around the corner and finished me off. Now I am a bit risk averse here. I could have been a little bit more aggressive, but I only decided to go forward after I see that IS-7 completely back off to that mound at the back. In fact, he's just shot at the T95 side on, which means I have a clear shot at this VK, and I can evade this IS-7 if he's coming from me. Just in case, I'll take the lower ground here, and once I can confirm that he's fired or not facing me, then I can go forward and take pot shots on his side. And once again, even though I'm in a tier 10 game, I do not need the APCR shells at this present moment, and that's because I've got the sides of the IS-7. I'm mostly shooting them on the sides. As you can see, my IS-7 is actually a what is that? A 777 model from one of the old skins that was being offered on the mod portal. But I kind of like modifying skins because it gives the game a kind of a fresher look. If you're interested in it, you go to the Wargaming mod portal for all these mods. They're all totally legal and kind of useful if you want to spice things up a little bit. And here we go. This is towards the end of the game. I see the FV. I want to drive into make sure he's in my draw distance, but I'm not spotted. I finish him off. Now I'm going to go for the other Skorpion that's under the bridge and see if I can finish him off. So there you go. This is the Skorpion G. If you are kind of experienced player, I would say this tank would be a beast in your hands because you definitely earn a lot of credits, and the play style is unique in its way because it's not really a TD. It doesn't really play like a TD, doesn't really play like a medium tank. It's kind of like in between. So that's why I'm interested in I'm going to be playing this tank a lot just because of that. I like quirky tanks like this, like the 1357 and this Skorpion G. Once again, modest damage, only 3,159 damage. I fired 9 shots, only hit and penetrated 8 out of those 9 shots, and that is a whopping 3,000 damage, enough to get you 120,000 credits if you have your 50% boosters on. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video and have an idea of what this tank is going to play like if you decide to get yourself one. It is on sale at the premium shop, and I hope you enjoyed the video and my perspective from a non-TD player about this Skorpion G. Thanks for watching, man. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.